Hello, YouTubers and music lovers around the world. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I'm doing pretty good. This rain here in California is kind of driving me batty, just because it just limits, California, they say sunny California, right? Well, when it's raining, it's not sunny California. And so there's not a whole lot of things that you can really do outdoors. And I'm more of an outdoorsy person. Even when I go look for like vinyl and like CDs, my preference is to go to like yard sales and garage sales. And so, and then I noticed in the thrift stores that because it's raining, like their donations go down. And so you don't really see a very big selection. But I was able to find some decent stuff because as you guys know that, a lot of times when you're out there, hunting for vinyl or CDs or whatever format you collect, it's really about luck too, right? Because I've been like beaten by people to some pretty decent CDs and albums, and I just think, man, if I would have stopped for coffee, I would have been there first. But that's just the way it goes. Sometimes people feel that way that come behind me. So what are you going to do? You just keep on looking for, that music, and you're going to find it. So let's get started. And you know what? Please like and subscribe if you're liking the content. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's get into it. So first is I did a video on this CD holder. It's a guitar shaped holder. I think it holds like 25, 30 CDs. And I was going to sell it because they go for like $100, $125 on eBay. But I picked it up for $10 and I was thinking about selling it, right? But as I just started putting CDs in it and I filled it up and I thought, hey, that looks pretty good. So I decided to keep it. And what I've done is I've just made it it's just all rock, metal and rock. And so, there's a Motley Crue, George Thorogood. I got some Creed in there. I got Heart, Foreigner. So, yeah, I'm going to keep it. I like it. I like the way it looks in my home. So enough said about that. So let's get into the CDs that I've found. And I think I did really good. I think you guys are going to really like what I've got. It's a nice variety. And let's start off with this guy. He's a singer-songwriter. His name is Gus Black. I think he's more popular in the UK than he is here in the States. But I just love this guy's stuff. And I think he's probably put out 4 or 5 CDs. I pretty much have all of them. And I have this one. I have doubles. But it's just really good music. This guy's just an amazing singer-songwriter. Fun fact, I went to junior high with this guy. And I knew him back then. He probably doesn't know who I am now. It's been so long ago, but he used to live on the next street over from me. I used to live on a street called Ralph Street, and then he lived on the next street over. And so we went to junior high together, and that's why I tried his music, if I'm being honest. I heard that he had, went in, foreign. Well, he had some success in the music business. And so I thought I'd give him a listen because I knew even back in junior high, he talked about wanting to be a musician. And so, and he did it. So his music is just awesome. And I didn't go out and buy, 4 or 5 CDs because I once knew him. If his music was not good, I wouldn't buy it. But he's done a lot of other things. He's done some soundtrack work. I think now he just shoots videos for other music artists and then photography, but really good stuff. His CDs are hard to come by. If you come across one, I highly recommend you buy them. You might, if you want to hear his stuff, you probably have to go on like YouTube because there's really not much of it on Apple Play, like a broad selection of his work. So if you have an Apple subscription, you might get a few songs, but who knows, if you're in the UK, the licensing might be different over there, so you might get all of it. Anyhow, Gus Black. The next one, Level 42. yeah, I was really happy to come across this one. Their big song is, their big hit was Lessons in Love. Just a great song, just crazy bass in that song. And what's his name? I think his last name is King, I'm pretty sure. This dude is just an amazing bass player. And I know he's ranked amongst the top in the world, but level 42, really happy to get it. Okay, next up, here's another one. Anita Baker compositions. You know, I think her big hit was like, well, she has a lot of big hits. Sweet Love is just one of them, but Anita Baker. And so I was really excited to come across this one. These are like CDs you don't really come across very often in the wild. Another one. Man, I absolutely love this guy, Luther Vandross. And, you know, he got started as a background singer. I think that was some of his early work anyway, with Chic, with Roger Niles, and or Niles Rodgers, with Chic. And so anyhow, Dance with My Father, Here and Now, anyhow, Luther Vandross, welcome to my collection. Here's another gal, Vanessa Williams. Started, you know, back in the 80s. She was Miss America. Lost her crown because some nude pictures surfaced of her, and which, you know, turned out to be a blessing because it gave her a lot of publicity. And then, you know, she went on to do, you know, make a lot of great music. And this CD right here is called The Sweetest Days, which, you know, is probably the biggest hit on this CD. But this is just like a great smooth jazz CD. And so I was really happy to get it. Here's another band that I like, and they, you know, I'm sure they're still out there, or maybe they're not. I don't know, but I think they are. Ace of Base, and this is called The Sign, and of course that's one of their big hits. And Another Baby is another one, and so really happy to have this one. So we're going to do two together here, because these are both mixed CDs. And so what I mean by mixed, I'm sure most of you know what it is, but for those of you who don't, it's just like if a DJ is you know, doing a set and he's mixing like dance music. It's just continuous play. So we got disco, and on this one, you know, there's Danger by the Flirts, Babe We're Gonna Love Tonight by Lime. So there's just some really good artists on here, and there's about 16 songs that are just mixed. And then this one is another one, but it's more like freestyle. And of course, the first song on here is The Party's Just Begun by Freestyle. And then there's some Debbie Deb on here. And anyhow, Will to Power, Dreamin', two great CDs, and I was really happy to find them. Neil Diamond, The Very Best Of, and I have a lot of Neil Diamond, and I probably have different versions of Best Of, and then just a couple of different, you know, albums. But for some strange reason, Neil Diamond, when I hear Neil Diamond, it reminds me of my father. I didn't really know my father all that well. But just when I was a kid, and that song Solitary Man and I Said, you know what, I guess I just made it up in my mind or whatever. But anyhow, my father's no longer with us. But whenever I hear Neil Diamond, always takes me back to the memory of my father. Okay. The Ramones. Hey ho, let's go. Ho ho, let's go. What's wrong with you? Okay, yeah, this is the greatest hits. I couldn't believe I was seeing this one out there. There's actually quite, I could say like most of this stack. I'm like, wow, I was just blown away that people would turn this stuff in. Anyhow, Ramones, greatest hits. I have one of their albums, and it's Pet Sematary. It was a gift from my son. Yeah, I love that album. But Ramones, Van Morrison, Gloria, Brown Eyed Girl. Just a great CD. We all love Van Morrison, right? You younger kids out there, if you get a chance, give them a listen. REM. These guys cut their career short early, but they left a nice block of work. And so I have a couple of their CDs, and now I have one more to my collection. Bryan Adams, Best of Me. I believe he's out there touring right now. Anyhow, Summer of '69, Heaven, just to name a few of his big hits. Anyhow, Run to You, just some good music from this guy. Real happy to have him in my collection. This one is brand new. It's a brand new Lenny Kravitz, and the title is called It's Time for a Love Revolution. And you know what? Why buy a CD if you're not going to open it and listen to it? That's puzzling to me. But anyhow, I can't wait to crack this thing open and give it a listen. And $1. Taxi. And man, I love that song, I'm Leaving, back in the 80s. I want to say it was probably around 83, 84. Anyhow, Taxi. Really happy to have this one. Here we go. From the Laker Girls to choreographer for Janet Jackson. You guys know who she is yet? Paula Abdul. And then she's an American Idol judge. But yeah, this is a great CD. Forever Your Girl. And of course that song Forever Your Girl's on here. The Way That You Love Me. Straight Up. Cold Hearted. Nice CD. Happy to have Paula in the collection. U2, the Joshua Tree. I had tickets to go see these guys back in the 80s. I sold them to a friend. His date, he went to pick her up. And of course, she had a boyfriend. Well, he didn't know that. But the boyfriend wasn't happy to see him and beat the hell out of him. And nobody got to see that concert. So, man, I sure would like to have those tickets now because they're on tour and I'm sure they're expensive. Here's another one. Everything But the Girl. I have a few of these, their CDs. Just great music. You know, a lot of you might know them by the song Missing. That was like their big hit. But Everything But the Girl. Okay, these next two, I can't believe, well, none of these, I'm like, who gives this stuff away or donates it? Or, well, so, at least some of the people sold it at a yard sale for $1. But Pet Shop Boys, discography, $1. Anyhow, yeah, I was really happy to find this one. I may even already have this copy. I know I have the vinyl, and that was I didn't pay a lot for it, but I know it's probably going for like $300 or $400 now for the 2-record set. Here's another one from Depeche Mode to Yaz, and then of course Erasure. But yeah, the founder of this band is also one of the founders of Depeche Mode and Erasure. So anyhow, I was really happy to find this. And like this one, like you don't really see like Yaz stuff out there. And so whenever I see stuff like that, of course I grab it. Happy to have it. And as a bonus, one last thing, guys. I found some cassettes. I have a cassette player, but I mainly buy these things because there's not very many of them out there. Okay, so it's really just like a rescue mission, right? So check it out: the Eagles, Hotel California, Elvis, the Number Ones, John Cougar Mellencamp, he's on tour right now, and Creedence Clearwater Revival, Gold. So I bought those for $2 for all of them. So anyhow. Guys, I hope you like the content. Please like and subscribe. As always, take care and God bless you.